Hey, what's up, everybody? And you can tell I'm like wicked excited right now, wicked intrigued. That's because I just watched the Halloween 2008 trailers back to back. I watched both of them again, and yeah, I'm starting to get wicked excited. I really can't wait to watch this film. So you can tell my interest level is high. What this is going to be is just kind of a preview video of the new Halloween film coming out. I'm just going to kind of talk about some things I'm looking forward to and talk about, the history going into it and stuff like that. So let's talk about it. So I'm really excited for this film. I really am. Like, we haven't had a Halloween film since 2009, so it's actually been 9 years since we've had a Halloween film, and we haven't had a good one since Halloween H20 20 years later. So um and with the way the trailers look and stuff, um Halloween looks like it could be saved because for a while Halloween's gotten a bad rap. We had Halloween Resurrection, and as I talked about in the last video, that film sucked. Then you had the Rob Zombie remakes; those were trash. So I'm excited for the Halloween this Halloween. So I'm gonna talk about it. So I want to talk about some things that went into making this movie. It's gonna be kind of like the first half of like a movie review, but I'm gonna do it in the preview instead, and I might never do this again. Originally, they were gonna make a sequel to the 2009 remake Halloween 2, and it was gonna be called Halloween 3D. They had talked about this in 2011, and it was going to be released on October 12th, 2012. I'm sorry, no, I read it wrong. October 26th, 2012. But thank God they didn't make that. But at the time, there was really no director or writer attached to the project. So, um, because originally Patrick Lewisser and Todd Farmer were going to write this film, but it was dropped because they went and worked on the Hellraiser reboot. So, um, they were going to pick up this film later on. But I'm glad they didn't do that because who knows how much worse the Halloween franchise would have gotten. Maybe it would have been better, but if it was going to be a reboot to the second, if it was going to be a sequel to the second one, because of how bad the second remake was, I'm glad they didn't go for it. Um, then you had, um, then they started to do the talks that they were going to pretty much make um, a reboot that is pretty much being made, a direct sequel from the first one. Except it's pretty much forgetting that the other sequels happened. It's pretty much going to be a direct sequel from the first one, taking place 40 years later. Um, but what ended up happening was that originally that didn't get made because um, it was dropped from the release schedule. So then they were going to try to they talk started to be talk started of it being made again in February of 2015, where it was going to be written by Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstein, but um, then what ended up happening was they ended up making it on June 15th, 2015. The Winston Company was reported um, to be moving ahead with the sequel, and it was going to be called Halloween Returns. But then they ended up dropping it again because they wanted they ended up dropping it again on October 22nd, 2015, because they wanted to postpone it because they wanted this film to be one of the greatest films of all time. So they wanted for people to wait a little longer. But then what ended up happening was Dimension Films ended up no longer owning the rights to it, and this was in December of 2015 because the production of making the Halloween film was just so slow, so they canceled the film altogether. But then what ended up happening was on May 24th, 2016, Blumhouse Productions and Miramax ended up buying the rights to the Halloween project. Now, obviously, Blumhouse Productions has made a lot of films I like. They've made Get Out. They've made the Purge series. They've made Happy Death Day. They made, well, Sinister. I haven't seen it, but I heard it's good. The Gift, Split, Paranormal Activity. Other films they've made that I've liked. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Um, they've pretty much made a lot of classic films over the past few years. So I'm happy the Blumhouse Productions are involved in this. And Miramax, and as for TV shows they're involved with, I should have read that as well. Um, I'm trying to see if I can find any. Obviously right now the Purge, but 12 Deadly Days, Elevator, Eye Candy, that's still going on right now too. The Purge, so they have done a lot of great stuff, and Miramax they made Ella Enchanted, which is really weird that they are involved in the Halloween series, but whatever. Um, but other TV shows they're involved with, Spy Kids Mission Critical, Project One Way, and Wasteland. But other movies they're involved with, The Bear, the reboot of Children of Heaven from 1999. I didn't watch this one, but I'm assuming if it's anything like the first one, it could be pretty good. Um, and some of the Pokemon series and Finding Neverland. It is kind of weird. They make a lot of kids movies, but they're involved in a Halloween series. And this opened up the door for John Carpenter to be back involved again. John Carpenter decided to be back involved because he liked the writers and the people that are actually writing this film. I actually got to check that because I didn't see the people that are directed. It's being directed by David Gordon Green, and it's being produced by Malek Akkad, Jason Blum, and Bill Block, and it's being written by Jeff Fraley, Danny McBride, and David Gordon Green. And but John Carpenter is heavily involved in this film. He's pretty much like the executive producer for it, so he kind of has a lot of say in it, which is really awesome because he's obviously what made the first two Halloween movies great. This is the first time he's been involved in the Halloween franchise since Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, which I don't think is a good film, but it's the first. That's pretty much that. And I think he wants to be involved in this because he wants to get Halloween back to its roots. Because obviously Halloween was fantastic, but he feels like Halloween's been ruined. So he wants to get Halloween back to its old roots. He wants to get He wants to get Halloween back to the way it was. So pretty much what they've decided to do was they've just decided, like I said before, to make this a direct sequel from the first one. So I guess you could technically say that this is a remake of a remake of a remake. Now, I know technically I've said before that I don't really like remakes, but there are exceptions. I'm going to be a little hypocritical here. I'm being a little bit of a hypocrite, but I think it completely makes sense to do a reboot of the second one. I don't know how I feel about, though, that they're going to pretty much forget about the fact that Michael Myers is the brother of Laurie Strode. I think that's a little bit I don't know if they should have just done a direct sequel from the second one, or just did a direct sequel from H20 and can forget about that Resurrection ever happened. Because that's what I thought this was going to be at first, that this was going to be a direct sequel from H20, and they were forgetting that that Resurrection happened, which I was okay with, but no, this is a complete reboot. And my uncle did ask me, so does that mean he's not her uncle? And I'm like, well, technically no, because it wasn't with, I'm sorry, that he's not her brother. I should have said that. But technically no, because it wasn't revealed until the second film, and since they're forgetting about all the other sequels, he's technically not a brother. And I do like in the trailer that they kind of reference it by Laurie Strode's granddaughter when they're talking about it, and one of her friends asked, "Well, wasn't that her brother that they killed?" He's like, "No, that was that was just a rumor people made up. He's not a brother." I do kind of like that they reference that. I think that's pretty cool. Um, but continuing with my thoughts on this film, I'm really excited about it. That I'm excited that John Carpenter's back involved with this, and obviously that they brought back Jamie Lee Curtis to be involved with this. And the writers worked really hard to make this really captivating, where pretty much Jamie Lee Curtis was going to say yes to it. I think Jamie Lee Curtis did her role really well. Like I said, she's the third best actor in the film. My third favorite character of all time. I think she did a very good job being Laurie Strode, and I like the fact that she's back involved with this. Um, and obviously, I'm not going to give away too much, but some of the actors and stuff that are in it, I think are going to play the roles very well. And I'm looking forward to this film. I got to say, they filmed it in South Carolina, and they filmed it really well. Let me see if I can go over. And they even have who's what's his name? I think I have to look up his name. Um, and it was disappointed they couldn't get Danielle Harris though to play the daughter of Laurie Strode, because in uh, 4, 5, and 6, Danielle Harris was Jamie Lloyd, the daughter of Laurie Strode, but they couldn't get her. It was that was pretty disappointing. I kind of wish they would have done that. But Nick Castle is the guy that played Michael Myers in the original film, is back playing Michael Myers again, so that's really cool. And his stunt, he obviously has a stunt double. It's gonna be the stunt man. It's gonna be James Jude Courtney. I'm gonna be interested to see how he does as a stunt double. Um, and yeah, but yeah, it's being it started being made. Production started on January 13th, 2018 in Charleston, South Carolina, and they did a lot of special effects. I'm not really going to go into detail about that. The music's back. And yeah, they brought back the music. I'm not really going to go into that much. It's been marketed really well. It premiered in the Toronto International Film Festival on September 8th, 2018, and it was just released, you know, October 19th, so it was released yesterday, but it had like a special preview on Thursday, October 18th, 2018. And I think that John Carpenter wants to be involved in this is because this is the 40th this is the 40-year anniversary of the Halloween franchise. Obviously, the original Halloween was made in 1978, and this is 40 years later, and I think that makes sense. And I'm just going to talk about now what I'm excited about. Now, obviously, you kind of have to go into it. I'm actually pretty damn excited about it, but obviously, I think a lot of people are a little bit confused because they're trying to pretend that because we have to pretend that the sequels didn't happen and stuff like that, and people don't really like that. But I'm alright with that. I think Halloween needs a definite reboot, and this film I think I love it because it has a lot of the same aspects of it as the first one did, where it looks like Michael Myers is going to be mainly in the background. But I think Laurie Strode's going to be awesome in this film. Jamie Lee Curtis, because she's been preparing for Michael Myers for 40 years, and it's going to be kind of nice to see how that gets played. I'm looking forward to seeing what the kills are going to be. I'm looking forward to seeing how the story's going to play out, and I'm looking forward just to seeing the scene where Michael Myers actually in the mental institution, him escaping. And I'm looking forward to. I can't explain it. I'm really just looking forward to this film. I'm really excited about it, and I think I think this could be one of the best Halloweens in a long time. I think, and they did say they might make a second one depending on how well this one does, is what I heard. So I'm excited about it. And a lot. I think a lot of money went into making this movie. It has a approximately $10 to $15 million budget. So I hope they can they get a good box office draw. But I'm gonna read that when I actually do the review. But I'm excited about this film. I'm looking forward to seeing Halloween again, and maybe if this film is great, we can get if this film ends up being fantastic, maybe they will make a second one. If they are going to make a second one, though, I kind of hope they wait a couple of years. They don't just do a direct sequel again, because that's kind of where the Halloween franchise started to fall off a cliff. They would just keep making more and more every year. I hope they don't do that. I hope they kind of be patient with it and take their time. So, yeah, but I'm excited about this film. I can't wait to give this a watch. I'm really excited about it. Um, and maybe I did do an info session and I did my rankings video. Like I said, I think this could be in the top 5, maybe even maybe top 4. I could outdo. I don't think it's gonna outdo the original. I don't think it'll be quite good. I don't think it'll be better than the original. It could be better than the second one. Obviously, time will tell on that. It could be better than the H 20 years later. I think it has a chance to be better than Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. So I actually think this could be a damn good film. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'm excited about it. So, yeah, I really don't have anything left to say. Um, I will do my review of this film. I don't know when exactly it will be up. It's going to be up sometime tomorrow. Um, it's going to be part of my Halloween movie review series, which I know I need to get that back in motion again. I started it last night, but then I'll get into more of the story about why I didn't do as many as I wanted to last night because it's bullshit. But that's pretty much the end of this preview video. What do I think's going to happen though is, well, I don't know what's going to, maybe this could be the kill off of Michael Myers. Maybe they're going to, but if they are talking about making a second one, then maybe they're not going to kill him off. Maybe he could come back at the end. It's all gonna have to be determined. I don't really want to do any predictions. I just want to go in there as a fan and enjoy this film. I'm excited about it, so that's all I really have to say about it. But that's pretty much my thoughts and my preview of Halloween 2018. I hope so. Please, everyone, if you're gonna comment down, please don't spoil the movie for me, because it's mean. I haven't seen the film yet, but that's pretty much my thoughts on this film. I'll be back tomorrow night to do my review. That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching the video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content and click on the bell. So every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers YouTube channel. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you.